xQc and Mutahar just got into a heated Twitter argument session. And what are they arguing about? Well, pretty much just who has the lowest IQ. And I have to say, this is like watching two crippled people in wheelchairs fight and then they both fall out. It's like, you don't want to watch, but it's so entertaining you just can't help yourself. So we're gonna go over the timeline and read what these two absolute peaks of humanity had to say to each other. All of this started because someone was pissed that people reacted to their content, which is fair game, honestly. And because of that, instantaneously, our boy Mutahar needed to jump in and get those sweet, sweet brownie points that he's a good guy. He probably even took his Rolex off when he tweeted this tweet, just so he is just so much more relatable to the common pleb that he pretends he is most of the time. Just a shame, garbage like this fills the recommendation tab. Haven't seen actually ever, haven't gotten a single xQc video recommended to me ever, by the way, just FYI. And then xQc just replies with the most delicious of damaged brain takes ever. I wonder what triggers people like you so much. Revenue sharing, audience split, the algorithm. I've heard this complaint a million times, and most public, I don't know why he even does this, public figures try to attack it from multiple angles just to fall flat on their faces. I'm watching a vid I like to my people. That's it. Now, that's a very poor argument why you're actually reacting to something. But, man, it's just gonna get better from here. And then, Mutahar replied with the most delicious thing I have ever seen before. Because keep in mind, Mutahar is big brain. I mean, he is one of the chosen people when it comes to smarts. He is a professional in almost anything he does, honestly. And obviously that's a joke. I just want to point out how absolutely incompetent Mutahar is on literally any basis. So we're going to watch roughly 30 seconds of this video. Now, if you don't understand anything about law, that's okay. But if you understand something about a law and suing and how things work, well, you're gonna love this one.
Dollars of cash. Now, if you look at Twitter, you'll see that he replaced the bird as a joke with the Shiba Inu, denoting Dogecoin, okay? Doge is back, babies. And Elon's got a history of promoting this kind of shit. Now, because of Elon promoting this, there has been a cause for his lawyers to come out and dismiss that lawsuit. So Elon Musk's lawyers actually ended up trying to do a motion to dismiss the lawsuit last Friday. And basically, they said the lawsuit's garbage. The plaintiffs never actually described how Elon Musk's statements ever actually defrauded people. Now, of course, the complaint is a fanciful work of fiction that fails to state any actionable claim against defendants Musk and Tesla and must be dismissed in its entirety with prejudice. So they actually want it removed, but they want it removed so hard from the record it actually has backlash for the people issuing it in the first place. There's nothing unlawful.
Okay, so, by the way, if you're wondering what this is Mutahar doing a deep dive into Elon Musk's lawsuit. This video is just pure golden. Now, if you don't know anything about suing or how the law works or whatever, and you think that Mutahar is smart, well, congratulations, you listened to this and you're probably going away from this video not knowing anything about the law to being literally stupider about understanding how things happen. Just to explain right here, there's two big things here. First of all, Mutahar thinks that because Elon Musk did something, only because of that, his lawyers acted against the lawsuit. Like, he thinks without that the Elon Musk's lawyers would never have done anything, and he doesn't even know basic law terminology. He thinks that with prejudice means that they're going after the people who try to sue him. With prejudice is one of the most simple and basic law terms. That just means, well, if this gets dismissed, you cannot be sued for this again because there's the claim is absolutely just completely baseless. We're talking about a person literally this smart. And now with that context there, let's read this because a doozy. Anyway, I know you're not the brightest, but I didn't expect you to be this intellectually dishonest. I think he's just stupid. Intellectually dishonest means that xQc needs to be smart enough to lie about his statements, knowing full well that he is saying the opposite of the truth. Nothing inherently is triggering when you view live content on a different platform. Here he is referring to xQc watching videos, and this whole thing is literally just Mutahar, by the way, using words that do not follow the context, cannot be used in there, and mean nothing to the conversation, and then just saying, educate yourself, okay? So, live content cannot be used here, because watching a video on YouTube is not live content. Live content means it's literally being broadcast. So yeah, Mutahar is trying to fit so many big words here as humanly possible. It's when you re-upload the content to the same platform and have it copy the same metadata to further cannibalize metadata, okay? Metadata is not the actual video that's showing. Metadata is all the underlying things of a video. So again, literally, basically 2 sentences in, and we have already used 3 terms completely incorrectly and not valid for the situation. So, metadata, we got it now. Let's just keep going on. I get it depends on the creator whose content you're freebooting. Freebooting is also a term that cannot be used here, because that implies that xQc is downloading something illegally without paying someone, which this situation is, you know, it's kind of close so people understand what's happening, but again, the terminology is completely wrong. Again, Muta is just completely trying to put all the fancy words in he knows. But in your own words just now, you claim that you were just sharing a video with your fans with no intention to critique or transform it for fair use and purpose. This is kind of a disingenuous thing to say. Technically, yeah, xQc did stupidly say this, but if you're not being disingenuous here, you obviously understand that he is just not blatantly not doing absolutely anything there with the video. He probably, like, says a single word at some point, which makes this sentence kind of disingenuous, but fair game in my opinion, honestly. We demonetized individuals like Jinx back in 2017, and in Lodge we do so as well today. That's not true, no one does that. Hassan's been around forever, asmongold's been around forever, xQc's been around forever. No one's demonetizing anyone, okay? This type of content is even frowned upon by YouTube in Lodge. This is flat out a goddamn lie. YouTube officially has come out and said Sniper Wolf's content is what everyone should strive to be. And Sniper Wolf's content literally starts and ends with reacting to TikToks and saying, hee hee, oh, that's funny, oh, this is great. If my parents did that, if my dog... Yeah. So, completely blatant lies. Or any web page as representative and duplicit repetitive and duplicitous content. YouTube does not care. YouTube literally does nothing about this sort of thing. YouTube doesn't care. YouTube actually likes it. Do you think, honestly, YouTube cares where its money's coming from? No, as long as it's coming and it's not CP or something. That's when YouTube, that's when you cross the line. Content. YouTube will often change its algorithm to fight algorithm abusing content like this. Flat out blatant lie, which also implies that Mutahar understands the YouTube algorithm, and anyone who understands the YouTube algorithm is gonna literally probably make it bigger than Mr. Beast in a matter of, well, probably days, honestly. E.g. reply era initial reactions in 2017 era. Again, this is a complete lie. YouTube does absolutely nothing to try and protect people from watching React videos. YouTube doesn't care. Do you watch the original or the React video? As long as YouTube's getting paid, that's absolutely fine. I know you watched The Dark Knight and anime like Hunter x Hunter. Why not re-upload those as well? Now this is an actual good point. This is where Muta actually just took xQc's hit and bashed it in pretty good. Because xQc was as stupid enough to do that. And again, the irony is, I have said this before and I will say it again. xQc maybe is autistic, But he's unironically still one of the smartest streamers on the world. Because he actually does understand some concepts. Even though he completely does not understand what is fair use or copyright in probably any way, honestly. Yeah. You also realize claiming content isn't a task any creator can just do. False. That is an absolute task anyone can do. What do you think? You need to be a YouTube partner? Oh, I actually should finish the sentence. It requires access to elevated content management systems only the large studios and media groups have. This is a flat-out lie. Dude, he's a YouTuber and he does not know this. You don't even have to be a registered YouTube user to copy claim someone or ask for their revenue. It's absolutely illegal, so you should not do it unless you're like some kind of super big shot hacker, in which case it's probably not getting up well for you anyway, because we have history of that happening. But you don't even need to have an actual YouTube account to claim that someone has stolen your stuff. That's just not how it works. And the last cherry on top, educate yourself. Muda, after half the words you used in this absolute banger of a paragraph were not correct, could not literally do not mean what you think they mean, and you clearly don't even understand how YouTube itself works in general. Even you're a 3 million plus subscriber channel. And after telling someone, go educate yourself, bruh. I mean, you gotta have some balls to say that, that's for sure. And then, xQc replies, even in a dumber manner than Mutahar. Again, this is not a race to the top, this is a race to the bottom. And I personally love it. Damn, I knew you liked using big words. That's true. God damn, how he used those big words. So that people would give you your takes more importance, but filling your unfounded criticism full of personal attacks and using anecdotal evidence. xQc, Mutahar at not a single point actually showed anything even remotely close to evidence, because if you think that this statement right here was evidence in some way, yeah, this is absolutely bull. This is not even anecdotal evidence. This is not evidence to begin with. To prove that the content is cannibalistic by nature. React content is cannibalistic by nature. You cannot deny it. If you're denying that, you are literally bad faithing. The only way a React content is not cannibalistic in nature is if you literally make a video with the sole explicit intent of, you know, promoting a channel, and you don't start it off by just watching someone's video and saying you're gonna go subscribe to them. I think there is an argument for that, but I have never seen in my life anyone do that before, okay, when it comes to React. I'm not even sure that could be considered React. That could be considered a literal promotion. I get it now. That's all for show. You have no substance. True. I guess it makes sense that you are upset everyone is reacting to actually good content instead of whatever you post. Oof, oof, oof. Man, little brother used 2017 examples twice and tried to cash in his win early. This might get your Twitter drones likes. And by the way, this is actually kind of a point. Because if you read the comment what people actually make here, it's obvious. Obviously no one gives a shit. It's just, I like xQc better, so I'm xQc side. No, I like Mutahar better, so I'm on Mutahar's side. This is how these things go. There is no real winner or loser, because both fan bases just literally are gonna root for their guy, and that's gonna be pretty much it. Okay, where were we? This might get your Twitter drone likes, but you know this, how this works intentionally. You have the stats to back it up. No, he has absolutely no stats to back it up. You didn't use any because you know how it will show the exact opposite of this phenomenon. Now, xQc is also just living in the cuckoo delusional world, because it is quite easy to actually show React content being negative to most users if you imply a little bit of basic thinking. Also, Also, I talked to most of the YouTubers I take big content pieces from. Oh, how nice that you talk to the big ones and actually just, you know, brush away the small ones. That's so great, xQc. What an absolute great specimen of humanity. He cares about the big boys' opinions. But you, smaller creator, nah. You can't sue xQc. You can't do anything. So you're gonna live by xQc's rules. Ain't that great? From to react to pieces from, I don't get it, but whatever. Maybe send the daily dose of internet a call and compare numbers on uploads and reacts. I'm on the defense, so I think he's implying that a daily dose of internet. I'm not sure how this works. I think he's implying that the daily dose of internet gets less views than the original video, which I'm not sure how that even works. Like, this argument is completely muffled. I have no idea. I'll call and compare numbers on the blah blah blah. I'll let you pull some stats up after I'm the dumb one, right? By the way, if you're wondering if Mutahar ever pulls stats up, obviously not. He doesn't know what statistics are. Until then, keep molding, little brother. He called him little bro like 2 times or something. That's wild. We both know why you post that tweet in the first place. Insecurity is a fucking bitch, ain't it? Bites when you least expect it and makes you look weak. Personal attacks. I love it. I love it. Also, don't make money. Also, don't make a money argument type. I'm probably the one that cares the least about residual YouTube adverts. It comprises of maybe 1% of my total income. I think if he said net worth, this could be more or less correct, because after the 100 mil kick deal, obviously his net worth is huge, and, you know, YouTube income most likely is nothing. But this is obviously just a lie and blatantly dumb attempt at a flex, because his YouTube channel most likely makes, like, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say 30k maybe a month, which most likely can easily be in the hundreds of thousands, by the way. So if 30k is 1% of his total income, then that would mean a roughly 30 that xQc makes 3 million a month, roughly. But most likely his income off of YouTube is in the realm of 100k minimum. So that means xQc makes 10 million a month, which means the kick deal is actually kind of not a big deal if he makes 10 million a month. But okay, let's stop making fun about xQc. I don't like making fun about this. I'm kidding, of course. I love it. I do it to please my community. Oh, the community! Wow. You know this already anyway, you just keep pretending you don't. Bruh, by the way, I assume this is true. I will assume this is true, but the fact that this is true, that xQc does it to please his community, doesn't inherently make it a good thing. It doesn't make it an excuse, it doesn't make it a defense. You're still doing a bad thing. Now write another essay to farm some impressions. Ooh, maybe you generate enough Twitter rev to shut the fuck up. The next time you wake up and feel like a weak-ass soy boy. True, Mutahar is literally a soy boy, by the way, I think. And then Mutahar replies, again, we're not even close to done here, boys. We have like 5 more tabs. No one bought income as an example except you're insecure as Lamau. We talked about impressions on the platform being cannibalized. Now, the reason, by the way, why I didn't mention the word cannibalized previously is because checking out these conversations a little bit more, I pretty much came to the conclusion that Mutahar is just trying to reverberate Dark Viper EU's video on content cannibalization and React videos. That's pretty much it. Mutahar actually has no idea what he's talking about. He's just trying his best to reverberate a Dark Viper EU's video. That's pretty much it. It's a great video, by the way. And he's doing a relatively decent job here, but I do think the cannibalization is the weakest aspect of Dark Viper EU's video, honestly. Because for cannibalization to work, it needs to work like this. I'll give you an actual perfect example for this. You see that video right here that xQc reacted to? I got it recommended on my feed, like, I think like a day or two ago or something like that. But I did not get xQc's recommendation. The only way xQc's recommendation cannibalizes, is if it replaces the original one. But since I don't see xQc's content, this cannibalization argument does not work. Because I would have never seen xQc's content in the first place, so it can't cannibalize it. The only way the cannibalization argument works... By the way, it works in general, but there are criteria when it only works. The cannibalization argument only works if you are actively consuming content from both people, okay? If you, for example, if you like asmongold and he watches some kind of, I don't know, Diablo 4 or World of Warcraft video that you also are a subscriber of that guy who he watches the content with, if asmongold's video gets shown to you first in the recommendation tab and instead of the original guy, then it's cannibalization because you're not going to click on the original video at all, ever. But, you know, there are situations where someone's React video can be shown instead of the original product, but that's because you engage with the reactor more than the actual real person. Like, you have... There is no... there aren't a lot of people who got recommended this over xQc or vice versa. Because most people probably don't consume xQc's content and this kind of content at the same time. So cannibalization can't really happen. But in general, you know, cannibalization is more true than not. Because, you know, it usually reacting to something is in the same direction as the original video. So there is overlap. But yeah, I guess that's a little bit too complicated for this discussion, but whatever. Did your team reach out to mine when you reacted to some of my content as well? Blatantly, ooh, disrespectful. Oof, Mutahar. You can't say that because you have said previously that you will not copyright strike or do anything bad to people who react to you and they are free to react to you. So, what do you mean xQc needed to reach out to you? You said it's completely fair game. Did you just virtue signal that it's fair game? Were you lying about that? Ooh. Seems not so. You can't be using the fact you communicated to one creator as an example. Bruh, this is such a stupid point. You can't use the fact that you communicated to one single creator in the first place. You either communicate to all of them or you have communicated to none of them. There's no in between. Impressions are cannibalized as they tend to take up finite space in the recommendation engine that will constantly show the streamers over the original piece as the account matures. Yeah, see, again, everything of this is from Dark Viper EU's video, and this part is... I agree with it, but this part is the part where you can actually try and argue against Dark Viper. Because again, cannibalization is very specific only if the content overlaps. And that's pretty much it. This platform is important to me for the rest of my of the friends I have on it. So yeah, I get a bit passionate on the subject. Stop deflecting and say this is for impression farming on Twitter. My account makes plenty of impressions without this topic anyways. Ooh, you can't tell Mutahar that he's farming for good boy points, man. I mean, he even took off the Rolex when he wrote these tweets. You know he's not... Bruh, he's like asmongold. He survives with 2k USD a month. I can't. I can't. When these giant YouTubers, these literal multi-fucking millionaires try to tell people, oh, I'm just as poor as you, average 9-to-5 dude who barely makes an... I'm just like you. Oh, I'm sorry, the Rolex is still on. Oh. It's like a Macron fucking slipped off his 30K watch. When addressing France to not burn itself down. Great stuff. Anyway, onward we go. Also, please point out where I bought up AdSense money in the original post aside from discussing the claims system on YouTube. The system that requires an MCN, which is an I don't know what this translates to, but again, the fact that Mutahar doesn't know that you don't need any of this garbage to actually be able to do what he claims you need this garbage for is just fucking wild. Obviously, YouTube doesn't require you to have even an account to do it, okay? Most creators have no access to. Well, that's absolutely great. Anyway, then xQc replies, watch time from impressions equals ads equals money. He tried it, bro tries to pretend he makes uploads out of the kindness of his heart. That's true. Obviously, it's not. You get your ass to bed, bruh. You look stupid. Nice. What is the point of you're responding to? We're talking about cannibalizing impressions. But I don't even know what these guys are talking about. Again, they lost in the sauce like 15 tweets ago. We know impressions lead to ad revenue. So you are essentially saying you care about impressions and not about the money it comes from. Gotcha. I'm out of the argument. I'm out of arguments on this one. You are a god. Pretty funny, but Mutahar does get the last say though. I'm saying impressions lead to long-term organic growth, channel growth that gets cannibalized when it has to compete with itself as reaction content, flooding the algorithm. Obviously, everyone does this more. Some monetary benefits, but what's more important is the long-term growth of these channels, blah blah blah, which does apply to whatever. At this point, it pretty much dies down. Mutahar is correct. Growth is way more important for a very long time than the money, because the money is gonna come with the growth. So, you know, thinking about money is the wrong way to do things. You need to worry about growth first. Admittedly, and then this pretty much ends by Mutahar just saying reacting to good content instead of what you post. And xQc has reacted to a Muda post. It goes on a little bit more, but you know, it pretty much ends here. It's like 2 tweets, not even worth reading, honestly. They agree to bury the hatchet because both understand that they are so stupid that this makes that it's unsalvageable. By the way, xQc could have easily gotten Mutahar because Mutahar most likely would absolutely have no answer for this. All he needed to say was that are you saying that providing a huge influx of potential subscribers and watchers for a new channel is a bad thing and it would not help them grow, you know? If a video, for example, has like 5K views, that's where it has pretty much stopped after a month, and then xQc watches it, a bunch of other people watch it also, so it has like 20K views, and that person gets a bunch of subs. That's what xQc could have said to Mutahar, and there is, by the way, a super easy argument against that, but Mutahar probably would not be capable of figuring it out. Because I'm pretty sure that wasn't a Dark Viper did not talk about it in his React content video series. So Mutahar would probably not be capable of actually saying anything against that point. But in any case, boys, it's millionaires fighting millionaires for, well, reasons, I guess. Virtue signaling to each other, not caring about whatever, and, well, being atrociously stupid in the process. I personally think Twitter was built for this, and I think best timeline. It is what it is. Anyway, this was Quizzer Citizen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't done it, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.